Hello and welcome back to the channel. So in the previous lecture we have seen all about Apache Kafka and we have done some hands-on where we have built a very simple streaming application which streams data from our web logs to our Kafka topic. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about another solution for handling streaming data, which is Flume. So Flume does all the things which Kafka does, which is bringing all the streaming data from one source to the another one. But it is especially created for Hadoop applications because it works seamlessly with HDFS and HBase. Whereas Kafka is more like a general purpose tool to ingest streaming data and consume it in your application. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Apache Flume is like a distributed, a very reliable and highly available service for dealing with huge amount of streams data, which it will ingest it into some centralized data stores. So it was primarily designed to write this data from various source systems to HDFS and HBase, which are native storages for Hadoop ecosystem. So Apache Flume was very focused of integrating with Hadoop ecosystem. So due to its distributed, reliable and a highly available nature, it makes it a very good choice for big data application. So let's assume like an e-commerce website, if they want to analyze the customer behavior for a particular product category. So to do that, they would need to move the available log data into Hadoop for further analysis. And for that purpose, Apache Flumes come into picture because Flume is used for moving this log data which is generated by these application servers to HDFS at a very high speed and in real time. So let's discuss some of the features of Apache Flume. So the first one is very important. It's very robust, fault tolerant and highly available service. So it makes it a good choice if you're dealing with critical financial data or any other mission critical data where you need high availability of your data to be able to process it and provide the solution in real time. The next one is it's very reliable and has the mechanism for failover and recovery. So it is used for make sure that all the data should be in sync between your source and the target systems. The next one is also very important, which is horizontally scalable. So this is the most important thing if you're dealing with big data. So once you start generating huge amounts of data, you need the system which is not just vertically scalable, as it is not feasible to increase the capacity of your servers in a vertical way. So that's why you need horizontal scalability to add cheap and replaceable servers into your system without any limitations. So that's why Flume is good for big data and it well integrates with Hadoop ecosystem as well. So that's a plus point. So the next point we are going to little bit deep about, which is like it supports large set of sources and sink types. So what does it mean is there are many sources which are available for Apache Flume. The first one is Avro source, which receives the events from external Avro client stream and it listens to it through the Avro port number. It also takes the thrift source which receives the streams from external thrift client. It also reads the messages from the JMS destinations as well as spooling directory. And at last, it also integrates with Apache Kafka. So Flume source is a Apache Kafka consumer which reads the messages from Kafka topics. And on the other hand, it also supports various sink types. So for sink, it can write the data on HDFS as we have discussed earlier, and it also writes it directly to Hive. So this streams containing the delimited text or some JSON data, it directly ingests it into a Hive table or a partition. And it also has the logger sink which logs the event at the information level. And similar to source, it also have the Avro sink which deals with Avro events and sends them to the configured host name, as well as can write the data to HBase tables. So because of its integration with different sources and destination types, it is a good choice if your organization is dealing with different sorts of data. And the last one is it handles large amount of data and ingests it into Hadoop HDFS and also HBase tables. That is the reason it is closely related to Hadoop ecosystem. Now we will talk about the architecture of Apache Flume. So it has very simple and straightforward architecture as given in this figure. So as shown in this figure, we have like the data generator, which generates huge volumes of data which are collected by the individual agents. So here we have the 3 agents working in parallel, which collects the data from data generators, and these data generators could be anything from like social media website like Facebook, Twitter, or any e-commerce website, or various other external sources which we have discussed in the previous topic. Then we have the data collector, which collects the data from these agents and aggregates them to able to push it to the centralized stores. So centralized stores mean the sink of the Flume architecture where we put the data after aggregation. So this could be like Hive table or HDFS or HBase tables. So now let's talk about some of the components of this architecture, like an event. So as we saw in the Kafka, event is like a basic unit of data which needs to be transferred from source to destination. So it is similar to Kafka. Then we have the agent. So agent is nothing but an independent JVM process. So this agent receives the data from client and passes it to the next destination for aggregation purpose. So here our destination would be the data collector. And also agent contains 3 main components which are given here, which is source, channel and sink. So source receives the data from data generators, which is given here. Then we have the channel, which receives the data from the Flume source and buffers them till the sinks consume them. So they could be like the memory channel or some file system or JDBC channels. And at last we have the sink, which consumes the data from channel and stores them into the destination. And this destination, as you already know, could be like centralized stores or any other Flume agent. It totally depends of your Flume architecture. So this is all about some basic overview of Flume architecture. So now at last, let's discuss about some of the advantages of Flume and why we use it. So as you guys already know, it has the steady data flow between producer and the consumer during any operation like reading and writing back to any centralized repository. And it has like the reliable, very scalable and fault tolerant architecture, which makes it a good choice of mission critical applications which can handle huge amounts of data by making sure the reliability in mind, and your data should be highly available for those tasks. And at last it can store the data into any centralized stores like HBase and HDFS. And it also works with different type of sources and sinks as we have discussed in the previous topics. So this makes it a very good choice for vast variety of applications. So enough talking. I am not going to bore you with the theoretical knowledge. Let's get our hands dirty and do some hands-on on Apache Flume in the next lecture. So if you like this lecture, please subscribe to our channel and also ring the notification bell to get the latest updates. And don't forget to follow us on our social media, which I have linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.